Well, I've been acting since I was 14, and it's something I've always kind of wanted to get into, but it's something I was always afraid to tell my parents, to tell my dad, because it was it's always you're always kind of afraid as a kid. Your parent will just shoot down what you want to do for a living. But it actually came out of an argument I had with my dad. How I wanted to do acting. I was like, I could be in a TV series. And I was in a TV series, and I started taking classes, and my dad was like, you really want to do this for a living? I was like, yeah, I want to do this for a living. I want to make people, happy in different ways. So I started doing acting, and then I switched to directing a year ago, and I've just been rolling with it ever since, just trying to get to LA. That's basically the dream of mine right now.
I've loved movies ever since I was a kid. I would be watching movies all the time, just honestly on a whim, and I usually didn't pay too much attention to them because I was a very energetic kid. But recently, in about 7th grade, I've been watching YouTube for most of my life in this generation, but in 7th grade, I got into a lot of movies about, or a lot of YouTube channels about movies, analysis, logistics, the behind the scenes stuff, and that's sort of when I saw all the stuff that goes into making movies and just sort of clicked that I want to be part of that. But all that really sparked off when I watched Kevin Smith's Clerks, because just the idea of this guy going from the actual clerk of the convenience store was shot in to stardom with basically just one production, and that was just really inspiring to me as a pretty similar person.
Well, my plan is that we're gonna shoot 3 different films. One of the films we were supposed to shoot in May, but a whole bunch of stuff happened with that and everybody got mixed up. But luckily we had time, so I said to John, hey, why don't we just put it in the Residency? So we're gonna be shooting 3 different films, three each day. So, and then we're gonna put it together. We're gonna make a feature film, and some producers I know in LA and producers in London, they heard about my last stuff and they're like, hey, you have a new movie you're gonna shoot? And I was like, yes. And so for this Residency, we're gonna be shooting these films and we're gonna send it off to them. We're gonna send it off to Sundance and a couple other big film festivals. And it should be doing good because I got a good cinematographer now. So it's the guys I've worked with before, they really didn't know what they were doing. So working with somebody who actually now has experience and who actually, is interested and actually puts his heart into making a movie, it's like, oh, thank God. Well, I can rest a little easier.
I'm transitioning from I was a photographer at first, it was just a photography classes at my school, and now this is kind of my transition into that.
They will be able to see it for, I'm pretty sure 2 days they're gonna be able to see it. On the 10th and 11th?
I think it's the 9th and 10th, I think?
Yeah, the 9th and 10th, they're gonna be able to see it, and luckily, by the time that happens, it'll all be edited, and one of the girls who's helping us, named Ashley, she's gonna be a producer on this. She sent out a casting call for, everybody's basically casted except for one person, and I think there's 12 people in the whole movie. So after she sent out a casting call 2 days ago, we got 12 different people. So we're gonna cast one of them, and then everything will basically be done. All we just need to do now is just shoot it. So after that, that's when we edit it for 2 days, because the exporting is, oh my Lord. And then, yeah, we're gonna be showing it. And while we're editing for the 7th and 8th, and for the 9th and 10th, we'll be showing it. We'll be in here, I'm pretty sure people will be coming in. We'll answer any questions they have and just really get to know people in Greensboro who we don't really get to meet often. I hope that they take away we're pretty young doing this, because last year when we shot our last film, we were 17, 16 years old, and now we're 18, and you don't really see a lot of 18-year-olds doing this type of stuff, or you see them at least trying, but always not really that great. So I'm hoping that what they take away is that you don't have to really put an age on what you want to do or how good you are at doing it. Because let's be honest, like a lot of people who do what we're probably doing is like they're in their 20s, they're like in college, they have a lot more experience than the both of us put together. And you know, with the confidence that I have and the confidence that this dude has, I'm pretty sure our films will be something. So I hope that they take away, like, it doesn't matter what age or who you are or what you look like. If you really, really love doing what you want to do, no matter how much of a headache it is, you'll always find a way to have fun out of it, which is always somehow happens on sets. It's always a headache, but when we do it, it's kind of fun.
Well, I mean, the more hard work you put into something like this, that makes it all more satisfying when you're done. Because when it's all finally said and done, you can look at it and feel just a amazing sense of pride.
Yeah, it's like when you see your film finally, it's done. It's out of your hands now. It's like, whew, thank God. That was amazingly stressful, but it's out of your hands now. It's like when you send it off the film festival. It's like, okay, it's out of your hands. We did it. We're done. Now we move on to the next thing. Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess social media. There's my Instagram at dadude2112. It's all lowercase DADEWD and then 2112. But that's pretty much just some photos I do, some personal posts. It's and I do plan on doing some independent YouTube-based content in the near future, but gotta start somewhere and just gotta get all the stuff squared away.
My Instagram is at Epic Kaleab, EPICKALEAB1, and I don't really post a lot of stuff on there, but I'm thinking now that we're doing this residency and now that a lot of other stuff is happening, I'll start posting like some behind-the-scenes photo of the film we're actually going to be making soon, and I think a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff is going to be on there, so see it. So.